Hello, Aquarius. I am Ulrich. I'm a Lenormand card reader, and now we will do the Lenormand card reading for the month of August 2021. On the table here in front of me, you see 9 cards we will be using for this reading. You can also see 4 objects here on the table, meaning we will do 4 card reading for each astrological sign, and this video here is for the sign of Aquarius for the month of August. From these 4 objects you see here, you choose or you pick one that you think that relates the best to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate best to your current situation. Of course, you are welcome to watch all 4 videos of the Aquarius sign, and after you watched all 4, you can then decide what symbol or object is fitting best your personal card reading or your situation. The matches here represent the fire element. The piece of stone represents the earth element. The aerosol sprayer represents the air element. And the shell, it represents the water element. So, Aquarius, here we go for your card reading for August 2021. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to the fire or the matches group. This is our first reading for the sign of Aquarius related to the matches group. So as the first card here, you see the moon. The moon is the way our mind works, our creativity, sometimes also our work. This is the start out, and the last card of the month here would be the cross. The cross is sometimes a little bit heavy to carry. Sometimes it protects us also. It prevents us from doing things that should harm us. So here we go for the reading. The moon here, you see the moon here, and then we see the flowers and the heart. That's the first horizontal line. So the moon means it's like an invitation that we get. An invitation. This is like creativity. So it means if I see this on a personal level, I think this is a very creative person. I would almost say, because this relates sometimes also to the job, I would say this is a very creative person, maybe like an artist or something, because I see money here in the middle, because here you see the money card. So I would say this is like somebody who makes art for a living, or who is involved with beauty, fashion, something like that for a profession. And this person really does the job from the heart, because you can see the heart here. So it means on the profession and on the creation of the job, the heart is really on there. It's really meant, the person really means from the heart what he's doing. If this is for a love combination, this is very good for a love combination. The person really means from the heart, he's really committed. Also, if you get an invitation of this person, this invitation comes really from the heart. This person really wants to invite you. There is no tricky side on it. This is the real deal for love. Also, if you go into this invitation, because the flowers are nice, they are harmony, they are good food, they are things that are nice, sticky, sticking to each other. I mean, it's like a very harmonious situation. For instance, if you get an invite for a dinner, it would be very nice. The evening would be very nice. It would be very harmonious. You will enjoy very much. And maybe at the end of the night, you would almost fall in love, or maybe you do. It's all to see what are your personal expectations and what you want out of this date to come. Adding to that, also, if you get this invitation, maybe there's a little bit of a surprising element in it, because during this invitation, you will receive also like sincere compliments. If the person gives you a compliment, there is no tricky side on it. The person really means the compliment emotionally to you. It's like you feel that the engagement or the meeting is social, but it's also very from the heart. So you don't need to be afraid here for this situation. It's very nice. If the emotions, because it's the moon, go a little bit out of control, just don't worry, just let it go. It all will be fine, because the heart is involved here. There's a lot of maybe sentimentality involved here. You might be excited, maybe both excited, but you will have a very good time. You will enjoy. There will be delight. Maybe this is a blossoming romance if you want it to be. Maybe one of both parties here could be a little bit an old-fashioned type of lover, like doing everything the structural way, bringing you flowers, all in the way it used to be in the years 40s, 50s, 1950s. I mean, with us, it's a little bit old-fashioned, but it has a very nice side to it. So if you're into that kind of affair, it will be very nice for you. You will get a lot of affection here of this date. There will be kind gestures. Maybe there's literally flowers. And as I said earlier here, if the heart is involved, maybe there is also some infatuation involved. Maybe you cannot go around it because the person is really nice to you. It's like he admires you, and there's also a lot of flirtation going on. Also, if you go on this date, probably both of you will dress up very nice here. It's like you respect each other. You want to present yourself very nice for one another. It's like one harmonious thing that is going on here. The second line here, we see the woman. With the woman, this is a person card. So what we're going to do with the woman is we're going to interpret it as a neutral card. So if you are a man, just assume that you are here, because this is the person's card. So we need to do this because we have a general reading. So we interpret this as a neutral card. So if I would connect these two persons, I would say this is a person who has money, because the fish represent money. I think this person is well off. Maybe he don't show off, but I think he's well off. If you ask him about it, he or her, she will admit to it. She will tell you she has, or he will tell you she actually has money. It's also possible on this date, even maybe if there's a date, and if this is the first date, there is touching, but the touching is from the heart. And maybe you both allow and you both feel comfortable in this date, and you are surprised by it. So maybe when you are together in a dinner, there is actual first contact, and there's an actual touching going on. I don't mean touching from the sexual kind, but like a social kind. Yeah, like you feel very good and very close to each other on this in this whole date thing, or in this whole meeting with this person. Also, there will be a lot of communication. Maybe this person has a business. If he or she has a business, she will be open about it. And as I said earlier, one of the two parties here does something creative. So if you have a conversation, it will be easy to talk about this topic, and the conversation will be very smooth to go on. So if you have communication with this person, he'll be open-minded. He will be open-minded. He will be open-hearted about the things that are relating to the topics that you are talking about. There will be no hiding, not things like that. It will be a very open conversation about the job, about the things that you both involved in. It will all be smooth, and I cannot say anything else because there's nothing negative here. It's all positive. All these cards are positive. So it's very good for if you are involved or getting involved in a date, in a relationship. This is all very good for the month of July. As I said here, one of the two parties will be an independent, because this is a businessman, an entrepreneur. Maybe he works freelance. if he is not yet where he wants to be, he's still progressing. This is a person that will get more into money on the long run. If he already has, maybe he will not tell you what he has, because I think there's a substantial amount of money here. Maybe the evening out also, it will be quite expensive. Maybe the invite is very nice and it's like a very nice invite. As I said, also one of maybe a little bit traditional. Maybe you both are a little bit traditional. That is possible also. So if the date is a little bit old-fashioned, you will both enjoy it. This is financial news also. So the person may be expecting financial news. If he's in a business, maybe he has plans for adding something new to his business. Maybe he's waiting on news from this business to make financial progress also. He expects some changes in his line of work. And maybe he need to change something in his work online, in his work offline, because it's necessary to change in some areas. Maybe he need to change, like in maybe this in the creativity, there's a need for change, for progressing more. Then we go in the third line. The third line here, this is the card of relationships. These two cards are connected. So this is a card of relationship. So if you want a relationship with this person, it's very possible that it's gonna happen. The ring represents commitments, agreements, contracts, things we want to commit to, promises that we make. So maybe after this whole meeting stuff, there is a promise made, and especially there will be a second meeting. There will be a second meeting because the first meeting will go very smooth. So I'm sure there will be a promise made for a second meeting. It's possible, if there is meetings in the future, that you actually go to this person's house, because this is his house. The house where he lives might be, it might be a little bit spiritual. The house where he's living, like maybe also a little bit traditional, spiritual. It's almost like you enter in some kind of, I would say, shrine is or a church, something like it. It has a spiritual touch to the whole thing here. So if you visit that person in his house, there will be a spiritual element to it, to the whole thing. Maybe the spirituality is also involved in his work. That is why there's like a spiritual creative element to it. You see here, this is the creative element and this is the spiritual element. I also think that that the person, this is his own property. It's not a rental because the contract is on it. So this is his own property. It's possible also that this is a house that comes out of his family. So maybe the parents, for some reason, are no longer there, or the relatives are no longer there, but he take over the house. So it's the family house. Maybe he was emotionally attached to this house and he kept it. It's possible that there is quite some responsibilities on this house, because the cross here, it's a responsibility. So maybe when he or she take over that house, there came a lot of responsibilities with this house. Maybe there's financial responsibilities towards the house. Maybe the house is quite big. It's a quite big place, and it requires a lot of maintenance. Nevertheless, the person likes the house, and he want to keep this house for emotional reasons. maybe the house is also like more in the countryside. I would say it's more like not really it's not really in the city. It's more like it's like more like a country home. There's like a warmth to the whole house. Like when you go there, maybe you get a feeling of security, stability. This could also mean on the long run, if you're not, it's possible also that you are already a longer time with this person involved. If that is the case, but it means you can still go on dates with a partner. If you're already involved in the relationship, it could mean that this relationship becomes fixed, because the house and the house can represent our body as we are. So it can mean that we commit to this person, we commit to his house, which is his body. It can also mean that professionally you like his profession, it can also mean that if it relates on your own profession, you like your own profession. At sometimes your profession or your colleagues or your group of peers where you work with, it can be very demanding, it can be very stressing. Even if we have an artistic or a nice profession, in some areas it can be very stressing, it can be very time demanding, it can put stress on us, but overall it's something that one of the two partners really likes. Also, you see the cross here. The cross is like it's meant to be, it's destined to be. The cross is, as we know, it's heavy to carry. It's a heavy cross. In some religions, the cross is a symbol of carrying of the worries that we have, but it's also a symbol of protection. On this relation, coming back to, it would mean that the person is very serious to you. He's serious in this relationship. He or she want to commit to this relationship. There's actually a seriousness to the whole thing. There's a respectability to it, to the whole situation. As I said earlier, it's possible that this house requires a lot of maintenance. It requires a lot of attention. So it can be part of the whole thing. And here again, I want to say this is like, you have the feeling like the house is very relaxing. There's a relaxing touch to it. If this is your own house, you experience your own house as a very relaxing environment. So this is all for the horizontal line. We will go on the cross now. No, we will go on the verticals now. Here, sometimes if a person has artistic ways, it's like this person feels what is in the collective, what is there to come, because artists unconsciously need to feel what are the trends. So because if you want to make money in it, you need to have some kind of connection with the community, with the subconscious, for your art to be, or your work to be financially rewarding. So it's possible also that this person has like an intuition on the work, but also one of the two, or maybe both of you, if you are not yet engaged, you feel that this is the real connection to you as a couple. You feel intuitively that it's right. It's the right thing to do. It's the way to go. You actually feel it. Also, one of the two persons, or maybe both of you, can be quite deep. There is some knowledge. There is a depth in the relationship here. It's like something that is unknown, that comes from the deeper, is connected to the relationship. There's something from the soul involved. You don't need to be fearful or scared for this relationship because it can be quite intensive, but you don't need to be feared or scared for it because it's really a good thing that is happening here. As I said earlier, if you are not yet engaged, if you are already engaged, it's fine. If you're not yet engaged, it's also possible, because the moon is also the night, that you spend a night together. Because the fishes also here can have a sexual component, because the fishes is physical, and here the woman here, this is beauty and this is the house, so you can make the connection yourself here. This is beauty, so there's some love making going on here in the house. So it could be here that you coming back here, that you spend the night here with this woman. It can also be that this meeting that happening in the night, if this has an extension, this is very important to you. It's emotionally very important for you that this is happening. When the time comes, you will understand what I mean, but there's really like a soulful connection to it. It's difficult to explain the soul, but you will feel the connection when it's there. Then we come here in the second vertical line here. So here you can see here, here this is beauty and this is money. So there is, like, as I said earlier, the beauty and the money is connected. It's like and also it's connected to the house. As I come earlier, maybe I'm repetitive, but I need to repeat because it's always here. It's like there's a beauty, a harmony, like you feel very connected to the house, you feel good to the house, you both feel good to your house. If you're a married couple, you will live in a very nice environment. You're both happy at it. If you're not yet a couple, you will both be happy there in that house. But I want to come back here. I want to add a few things here to these two cards, because I think it's important about saying this. These two cards, actually, if you're not yet married, but maybe you are, if you are, it's all okay, because the moon is here, the relationship is very nice. If you're not yet married, this represents a possible marriage for the future. I know it might be shocking, but this is what it is. If it's not a marriage, it's a possible commitment that is coming, because the ring is a commitment. Also, these persons are committed in the relationship. They are serious in the relationship. They want to be together. They want to be engaged. And in some cases also, the ring can literally mean a ring. So it's possible that there is a symbol of commitment given. So maybe there's in the times to come, there literally you will receive, or you will give a ring to a person. I would also say this correct connection is very spiritual. I'm gonna go in another realm now, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's possible even that you are connected with this woman out of, if you're into that, I'm just mentioning it, that you met this woman in previous lives, that this relationship is it's like it's come back. If it's not that, maybe the woman was before in your life, because the ring returns. The ring returns. So it's possible that this woman returns to you. Previously, you were together and she's returning to you, because the ring returns. The woman is also committed. Also, the moon is honor. So she honors, he or she, if one of you both or both of you, will honor this relationship. There's an honor, there's a respect in the relationship. Also, you both have, maybe there's a different culture involved. Maybe you both respect each other's culture experiences. Also, you want to stick to each other. You want to fulfill your part of the bargain. You want to fulfill your commitments you have. Maybe the woman, we just take it as a woman now, maybe the woman has a very big influence on this relationship. She's a driving factor here behind this relationship. Also, it's possible that this woman, as a woman, has a lot of connections. If you are a man, it's possible that you have a lot of emotional connections, maybe with your business partners. There's a lot of connection. In some cases, also, what might be here, the case is that the whole thing becomes a little bit predictable, which is not necessarily means boring. So it can be a little bit traditional, as we saw earlier here. Then coming back to the second line, it's also possible that this person is very generous. Again here, this is receiving a gift. I told you this already. So it's possible that this person is very generous to you. In some cases also, because the fishes represent liquor, maybe you receive a gift like a liquor or wine, because the fishes sometimes represent like drinks, alcohol or something that you like, sweets also, because the bouquet is sweet. So maybe you receive some sweets, some alcohol that is sweet, some chocolate that is sweet. You receive some sweets here. And maybe I would say maybe this is something that the person created himself. That's possible also, so that it's a drink or something that he or she created herself. Because the house is here, so we could say that it's something that it's possible that he created, he or her herself. I come back again here. I already said the money part, and here also we can see that one of the two partners has a home-based business, because this is the home and this is the money, so it's coming back, and again this is a home-based business. Also, this person don't really have a problem with money. He's very comfortable with money. He don't brag about it, but he's very comfortable with money. He don't make a big deal out of money. But what is here, as we saw here, the house is quite big, as I think it is. Excuse me. This person values his comfort. He likes to be comfortable, a comfortable situation. If this person that is involved here, he will also take not too many risks in the business. He will not take, if he's in the artistic sector, he will not take too many risks. He will take calculated risks here. And this is a very, it's called this combination is also a proper way of living. Then in the last line, we see here, the last vertical line, you can see the heart here, the rider, and the cross. So if this relationship is not yet fixed, this is like a new love, a potential new relationship. If there is if the relationship is not new, it means there's a lot of passion in the relationship. Maybe even sometimes it can mean partners, they write love notes to each other, like small affirmations that there is a contact with each other that is appreciated by both parties. It's like this is like a romantic combination with person. Also, it can mean that if the person is very generous, that he's compassionate. He's a compassionate person. Maybe he donates also some money. He's committed to maybe even charities that he's committed to, that he involved himself in, because this is what this card means. There's some like maybe some charity going on here. It also means, if you're not yet in this relationship, that this person can bring yourself, push themselves into your heart. This is the way, because the rider, this is the way to the heart. it all happens in a soft way, harmonious ways. And also you will see that love changes everything. This is what it means also. Love changes everything. Then in the last card here, as we said, the cross is more heavy. It's like this relationship, it's like it's meant to be. Maybe because everything is going so harmonious, sometimes there you ask yourself, why is everything going so smooth here? So maybe it creates like an indirect pressure. Sometimes you both ask yourself, why is everything going so right here? Why we are like this, or why we are on the right track? Why is everything feels so well? It's like it's fated, and it is. It's like it's meant to be. It's like it's meant to be. Sometimes also this combination, it can mean if you you and the lover would be, or your husband or your partner would be not in the same place. There's some trouble here, but it's just a detail. There's a trouble with communication, like you have troubles communicated with each other. Maybe there's a problem with phones, or there's a problem with internet connections. It's possible also that there's a problem with the communication, some moments for reaching each other. You don't need to worry, maybe it's meant to be, so don't have big worries about that. It all will be okay. Then we go on the cross. Here I'm gonna go to the other realm. Sometimes I do these things. If you're not into it, just fine, just let it go. Here this can mean if this person, this two card combination is it can mean clairvoyance. So it's possible that this person, if he's an artist, that he's really connected to the other realm, so he feels that he or she feels things to come. What is also possible on the reality realm is that this person has a very good sense of business. He has like a nose for business. It's not uncommon here that this person, if he do some art, that that some of the works would be sold for $50,000 to $100,000. This person really has a nose for money. This combination also it gives a feeling of freedom, and at the same time there's a feeling of freedom, but also there's a deep connection because the cross is here. This person, he means a lot to us, and if we are not ourselves in a very good financial situation, he or she will let you know that she's there. If the person senses that you are there, maybe it's not spoken out, but at the right time, this person will be there. He will take his responsibilities to help you, even without asking. This person will help you for that. There is like a recognition between the both of you, and this person will take his responsibilities. Sometimes also this person, if he's financially well off, sometimes he sees maybe money as a burden. Sometimes maybe if he is very wealthy, this person might see money as a burden. If not so, this person don't really add big values to money. It's not like it's a central, but it doesn't mean that this person don't have a good nose for money. And as I said earlier, there's non-profit organizations involved here. I think this person is involved in commitment with non-profit organizations. Also, if this person believes in something, or he has a conviction for something, for a good purpose, or something like that, he puts his money where his mouth is. He will go there. He will follow that ideology, something that he believes in. He will go for that. As I said earlier, It's possible also on one of the two. One of the two has a mortgage on a house, because this is a house. The house is here, so it's possible that one of you, which is normal, but I see the mortgage here on the house. Maybe one of the both of you has difficulties for making ends meet, and one of the two of you is in a good financial situation, has a hard time for now for getting the things together. But the cards are very, very positive. As I said earlier, sometimes the work from both of you can be very stressing for both of you. Also, I think here also this person feels like feels like something subconscious, taking care of you. Also, there might be a religious component to the person's upbringing. As I said earlier, there's a religious component here to it. I don't say that his house will be full of crosses or shrines, but this person has a religious upbringing, and it has a certain effect to him. Maybe the religion is not so much important for now, but it had a very big influence on his childhood, on his upbringing. If one of both is involved of you in money that is owned, just be careful there. If both of you own money to certain organizations or certain banks or certain institutions, just be careful here, because this is what can be here also. Just see that you follow the commitments, the agreements that you made with banks, institutions, organizations, because you will be pointed to that you made those agreements. You need to fulfill your commitments. If you have certain debts to certain people, you need to follow up. If these debts are there and you are in a difficult situation, just talk about it together, open. Don't keep it secret. Just tell to this person that you made commitments before, and that it's difficult. If these commitments are difficult to endure now, just speak open about it, and I'm sure a solution will be found, because the money is right in the middle. Here also, maybe one of you both is suffering. And because of suffering that has been there before, this person knows what it is to be in pain. It's like, this is like an expert of emotional pain. This person really knows what is pain, what it means to have pain, or what it is to experience pain. So this person is very aware of the concept if one of both of you is in a difficult situation. As I said, just see that you keep your commitments that you made, because the people that you made agreements with may be intolerant. Doing what is right, project that costs money, standards. If this person is still committed to some kind of religion organization, it's also possible, maybe it's related to what I said before, to these donations that he gives. Maybe his religion before is connected to the organizations now that are supported by this person. That is what it means here also. That is what I'm seeing here also. If you have a very creative profession, this connection also means this points to high brain levels. So this person is his IQ is very high. This is points to high IQ. It's also possible if you have a profession out of the ordinary and your profession is very special, like for instance, people who work with disabled, sometimes they, and it's just something I get here. It's like if this person works, like for instance, some people of us work with dolphins, and it can literally represent fish here. So maybe if you're in some organization, maybe this organization works with dolphins, and dolphins are known for their high brain capacity. So maybe this is possible also that this is there. So this is all for the one cross. We do the other cross now. The heart, the fish, and the ring. This is that the relationship is really valued. Soul for love. A lot of putting a lot of investments in the relationship, a lot of love. The love feelings are committed, connected. I already said that here. There's a lot of romance here. There's a constant and warm love. There's a wedding. You feel like you are connected as a group. The heart is committed. So I think we had the whole deal here, Aquarius, for this month. I'm sorry, I cannot say anything that is really out of the ordinary or that is extremely wrong, because this is a very positive laying for the matches group for this month. Sometimes we have layings like that. They are very positive. The only negative that I see here, or the only problem that could be, if you one of you both, I want to mention this again, owes money to an organization, please fulfill your commitment so there is no trouble coming to you. So because the cross is heavy, so just see you fulfill these commitments. So Aquarius, for the fire group, this is all for this month. I hope you enjoyed my card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye now. Hello Aquarius, and welcome to the Stone Group for this month's reading for August 2021. So the card here for starting out is the heart, so it means there will be love involved this month. And the last card is here. This is about diplomacy, harmony, everything that is nice, art. So these cards are a very good combination. They're actually a pair. This makes love stick. So this is a very good combination for this month. So we start with the horizontal line here. The mind means the moon, creativity, invitations, like-mindedness. So, and then we see here the heart. So it's possible that you are involved with a like-minded person. The central card here is the man. But since we do general readings, I like you to try to interpret this as a neutral card, man or woman. It's a person's card. Just try to see it like that, and you can apply the whole reading on you then, except if I mention it specifically different. So these persons, this is like two persons who are heart and minded connected with each other. It's the only way to explain it. And also their love is growing, because the root is the roots, the tree has roots. So the roots are growing very slowly. So this is a growing love here. These people are like-minded. If this is on you as a person, it may be that you are involved in a creative profession, maybe an artistic profession, because it could be like creativity is mostly connected to the female side of ourselves. So it could mean that even if you are a man, you know what I mean. This could be like that you are very creative in the artistic field. It's like you feel the creation that you want to make. If it's about love, it means that the love that you have with another person, it's really sincere, and it's intimate. I would almost say this is like an ocean of love here that is involved. if the love that you have with each other, it's like a soulful love, something you feel deep from the heart. There is tenderness. Maybe sometimes you're a little bit scared because things go really deep and get really intimate. But no need to be scared if it's everything seems on the right track here. It means a general strong, tender affections in general, profound love. It means also empathy towards each other. And also what this also can mean is that in some ways, because of this harmonious relationship, you are able to be quiet with each other. You know that the love is there, and there's no need for too much communication. It's like a quiet, accepted, harmonious love. This is what this combination is. This combination also, if you're a woman, it could mean that you feel your hormones running, that you have a strong hormonal components now, that like you feel your hormones running in your body. That's the only way I could say so. If you are thinking of in the future for having a child in the future, this points to high hormone levels. These are high hormone levels. In another way, this points to psychic feelings, so that you feel connected in the love, but you yourself, if you are a woman, but even if you are a man, you feel like psychic feelings. I know it's another realm, but I need to mention it here because it's all included in the card laying. Also, it means that maybe your thoughts are very occupied. Your mind is very busy, and also this points sometimes because the tree is a patient card. So maybe in the love you are patient towards each other. But because the tree points to patience. I would say also this relationship is emotionally very healthy. It's a very healthy relationship. It's very deep rooted because the roots of the tree go very deep. It's like you intuitively know what is going on. Also, if this relates to your body, because the tree can represent our body, our health, it's like you intuitively know, a natural intuition, what is going on in your body. You just feel it as a man or as a woman, what is going on. You feel your biorhythm, what is going on in your body. So this is what the first line is. If you are a very artistic person in your profession, that is what I see here also, it's possible that your artistic creativity comes out of suffering out of the past. Maybe before, long time in your childhood, you had a hard time, and your creativity is actually connected to that. So it's a positive result out of this previous connection. Then in the second line here, we see the Sit, the man, and the stars. The Sit is a more assertive, or I would say aggressive card. So this points or something new that begins suddenly, or something that is suddenly ends. But since the card laying, it's all positive. I see nothing negative here except for this card is a hard card. So I'm thinking this is something that suddenly, forcefully begins. So if you are involved with somebody, or you get involved with somebody, this can start all very sudden. It's like love at first sight, something like that. It's love at first sight, and it might startle you. It might startle you, but this person here, man or woman, depends what you are, you really see the stars. You really see the stars with the connection with these persons. Sometimes maybe it makes you fly. It makes you fly because the stars are in the sky. So it really makes you fly. also, if it's involved in love, the love could be very direct. Both partners directly say what they mean. You both come immediately to the point. There's no beating around the bush. If this is a man, he will be very forward to you. He will be very forward about his feelings. He will not beat around the bush. It might surprise you if your mind works a little bit slower, but that's how it's gonna be. If you're a woman, you will be straight to the point where it's getting you. For some reason, you will be straight up and you will telling you what it is and where it's going. I also would say, as a person, then you are probably a person that is very taking care of yourself. You're taking care of your environment. You see that your environment is cleaned up. So as a person, I would say that this is this. Regarding to personality, I would say also, if you're a man or a woman, it would say you are very sharp-tongued. You know what you're saying, and maybe sometimes you need to be careful what you're saying, because it can be a little bit harsh. But just keep it all in context of love. Just keep it a little bit on control. There's no need for being harsh. But I think because of the moon is here, the moon softens up. I think you will do so. You will hold back. You will hold back, and you will, because it's very harmonious laying this. But this is good what it means to also. In some cases, or in cases, it also mean that this means that the partner can please you. This means that your partner can please you, maybe in a sexual way, and he literally makes you see the stars. So that is what it's possible also. So that is the positive card of the sit. The sit is normally a harsh card, but if I need to, because I'm interpreting it here positive, this can mean that your partner brings you pleasure. He suddenly brings you pleasure. The pleasure is very intense because the stars are here. It's like, and you maybe feeling it like something like you deserve it. You accept it as a gift. You feel like you think like, this is what I deserve. You feel good at it. You don't ask questions about it. Your mind is connected to it. You don't ask questions about it. If you are a woman or a man, it could also mean that you have insights in the other person, because the stars means insight. So it could mean that you have insight in this relationship, that you actually see where this relationship is going. Maybe sometimes you cannot explain because the moon and the stars are difficult to explain. These are emotions, and the stars are higher. So it's in another realm. We have difficulties to grasp it. So it's possible that you have a strong feeling on this relationship, and you cannot always put it in the right compartment. But this is what is going on here is very nice. It's very sincere. It's spiritual. Maybe your wishes, because this is a wish fulfillment card, maybe your wishes are fulfilled on the emotional, but also on the sexual level. So I think here, this is a very emotional, very good combinations. Just be careful here with the hormones that are running. If you're a woman, you know what I mean. Just protect yourself if it's not yet in the planning. If the hormones are running deep for both parties, we know that we need to be protective, and if it's not in the planning. So just protect yourself also. I don't see anything negative here, but I'm just saying possible consequences, you know what I mean. Then we come also, if you're here in partnership, I want to mention this also. It's possible that you have faith in the other party. You trust this person. You have really faith in them. And for some reason, is that you trust them for a good reason. Maybe you cannot explain it, but you trust them for good reasons. It's difficult to explain, but you will know what I mean when it's there. You trust them for the right reasons. Then in the third line here, we see the lily, the clovers, and and the bouquet. The clover is an all-over positive card. The lily is a card of the wise and the smart and the experienced. And the bouquet is an harmonious card. Diplomacy, harmony, everything is nice, everything is sweet, everything is sticking to each other. So we explain this card now. So as I said, the lily here, it's an older card. What is possible is that one of both partners is physically older in age, or that one of the both partners is more mature, more wiser. This don't need to be a negative side for the relationship. It doesn't need to be, because the rest is very good. It doesn't matter if the woman or the man is older, if the partner, the possible partner is older. This is a good combination. So you don't need to worry about it, because this card points to wisdom. And what this person means, or what he experienced, is it's really protective. So if you receive some wisdom from each other or from the partner, there is a wisdom into it, and it's well meant. This wisdom is well meant. So if this person shares something with you that is wise, it's meant in a protective way. So don't take it the wrong way, because it's not. It's protective in the right way. Here, this combination also, I need to come back to it. This also means enjoying sensual pleasures. These two cards, as I said earlier, I already mentioned it, but this means the same. This is enjoyment of the sensual pleasures. Not necessarily sexual, but it can also mean if you go somewhere, you get an invitation, because the moon is an invitation, that you enjoy the things what are going on there. Maybe you go out for dinner, and your senses really enjoy. You really enjoy, because here the bouquet is a gift. It's a gift of pleasure. So it means if you go out for a dinner, your senses will enjoy. If it's on the sexual level, you can make the connection yourself. It also means you feel happy about the situation. Sexual or non-sexual, it will make you feel very happy. You will have good times. It's possible even also that in some of these meetings, some family members are involved in that. Maybe it's a dinner out with the family. If it's not alone, this is possible also. As I said, just see here that you are protective for the things to come, because this card protects. You see, this card is sensual, and it protects our senses, but also it protects us from pregnancy. This card protects us from pregnancy. So you need to see that you are excuse me, you need to see here that you are protecting yourself in that area. But maybe it comes natural. Maybe you feel you need to protect yourself, or maybe you take sexual prevention, like pills or whatever, on a regular, because this is regular. This is a regular. So maybe you protect yourself in that area. Even if you are offered a lot in the way of gifts, you will be very happy, even if the gift is only small, because this is what it points to also, that we are contented with very little that we receive. If the gifts are not big, you will be happy with the small attentions that you will receive. If you are not yet in a sexual relationship, this combination, it might be odd that I'm saying here. It might be that you wait on the right time to have sexual intercourse, because the lily is a slow card. It's a wise card. So it might be possible that you decide for now not to have intercourse for some reason. because there is some wisdom to it. So maybe it's possible that that is possible also, that you wait until the right moment. There's a lot of emotion involved, but maybe in a way there is some wisdom also involved to it, and you wait until the right moment. But the potential here for happiness, for fun, for enjoyment is clearly all here. Then we go in, also if you have a, here I want to mention this also, if you have a wide social circle, there is opportunities offered you in your social circle. Maybe somebody who's older will approach you for some reason, and there are opportunities, maybe there are job opportunities coming from there, from an older person. Maybe this person would, this visit would be like unannounced, like he suddenly visit you, and there's suddenly, because this, as I said, is a card of sudden, maybe a sudden opportunity is presented to you, and this opportunity would make you very happy. You will be very happy about this opportunity. You see it like, oh, this is a nice surprise, I didn't expect, like that. There's possibility here of opportunities. Also here with this combination, I need to add also there is flirting. There is flirting. If you are not yet into the sexual connection here, there is flirting. People are flirting to you, you are flirting towards people. So there's a lot of flirtations going around here. So now we go on the cross. We go here, the heart, the man for the moment, and the bouquet. So this is that the man or the woman is connected to you from the heart. If you're not yet in love, or you don't have a lover yet, this means there is a connection, a love connection between the two of you. Maybe unexpectedly, we saw it earlier here, it comes back here, you unexpectedly fall in love. I know it's a very positive laying, but I cannot say that it's negative if it's all positive. I can then do nothing about the cards. I just follow what I'm reading here. Also, this means that the person, there is a caring relationship. You care about each other from the heart. There's really here a commitment. This is a caring partner. This person is really caring for you. You care for each other. Maybe here, if you want me to say something negative, I will. This could mean, I told you earlier here about the flirtatious behavior. It's possible that sometimes you experience, even you are in love, that there is still flirtation going on. Maybe it's for teasing each other, or maybe this one of you both is the flirtatious type. It can also be like a test for testing each other, like see where you are in the love relationship. This is what it means. But actually, it's quite lucky, and maybe it's all part of the game, because you appreciate each other. Also, it means that the partner, or maybe both of you, are quite good looking. Of course, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. So for you, this man or this woman, we assume it's a man here, this man is quite good looking. He's quite a charmer. He probably dress up well. He follows maybe the fashion, because this is also fashion, beauty, harmony, well dressed. If the guy is old-fashioned, maybe he's even wearing the suit. If not, maybe he's wearing designer clothes. this man takes care of himself, and if you're a woman, you are the one who take care of yourself. Also, this person enjoys the things that are offered in life. He enjoys being alive, enjoy the little things. Maybe he has a very nice hairstyle, he has a very nice dress style, because this is what it meant. Maybe also he's a little bit proud how he looks. That can be the case here also. Maybe the person is quite proud. In professions, if you want me to say a profession here, I just mentioned it's possible that this person is a hairdresser. It's possible that this person on another level is a lawyer. That is possible also. A stylist, somebody who does something with style, or even with, because the sit is here, like a plastic surgeon. That is possible also. Anyway, this is a combination of that you both flirt with each other. Then here we have the tree, the man, and the lily. The tree, as we said earlier, it's a card of stability. So this is, maybe this man can be, in a way, he's traditional. For some people, traditions can be boring, or it's if you're a woman, you can be quite traditional. For some people, this may sound boring. For some people, this may be like a relief. They feel comfortable. Excuse me. They feel comfortable with a man that has more tradition point of view, because this is a man or a woman that is traditional. Again, I'm coming here. I said here earlier, plastic surgeon. I said beauty, and here again I come here on the same, because the tree is about health. So maybe this person is connected some way in a healing profession. If he's not a doctor, there are abilities to heal. There's some old wisdom here, so that this person, if he is not executing those abilities, he or she surely has those abilities, because the tree is rooted in tradition. It knows, it understands the health. Though the person card, you here in the middle, you understand the health issue. I'm going now in the extreme realm. So this person could be like a shaman. He feels nature. He feels what is coming. He's connected to the other side. This is what it means also on a higher level. This person is connected to the earth, connected to his roots on a more earthly level. He's steadfast. He knows where he's going. He's robust. A negative side, there you catch me again, that he may be quite inflexible. He knows what he wants. He's quite inflexible. The other side is pragmatic, down to earth. It's also possible that he's proud on his body, even though he's older age. His body may be in very good condition, because the person will maintain his body. Even if this person is in his 60s, or even if he's in his 70s, his body still looks very good. It looks very good. He's still very attractive, at least in your eyes. But I think in general here, this person is very attractive. Woman or man, this person, even if they are from older age, this person is very attractive. Also, there is wisdom, there's physical attraction, and this person is very well maintained physically. Also, there can be, this person can be sensual. Maybe you are sensual, maybe it's the partner who is sensual. Also, there's some peace element on it, because this person, there's like, you feel peaceful with this person, because the moon is quiet also. So it could mean that this person gives you a kind of peace, a kind of inner peace. Maybe it's related because he's older physically, but if he's not, it's like he makes you relaxed, because he says the right things at the right moment, and you feel connected with the things that he says, like connected with the wisdom that he has. That is what it says also. It's also possible that this man, in somehow, I mentioned here already the down-to-earth effect. It's also possible that this person is connected in some, I already mentioned plastic surgeon all here because that's the seen sometimes also as an art, but it's also possible that this person, man or woman, is quite artistic. There's an artistic element to it. I would say also musician, dancer. Maybe he's a good dancer, dancing in the old-fashioned way. Maybe he knows the old style dancing, like ballroom dancing. Maybe that is possible also. That is here. Maybe he's a painter. Anyway, also this man has patience. He's not in a hurry. This one has patience. He has time. There is no hurry for things to move. If you are a woman, you have time. You will take your time. Poetry is also here. Maybe he's this man sometimes will leave you poetry messages. If you're already a couple, maybe there is poetry on the fridge when you arrive at home. There's a note on the table, things like that. There's a little bit of poetry here involved also. It could also mean that this person, he likes to touch, not only in a sexual way, in a sensual way. He likes to touch people. He likes to touch. If you're a woman, it means that you like to touch. You like to caress. And even if there's no sexual component involved, this person likes to touch. He likes to feel things on the earthly level and on the physical level. What is also possible, that is the other side of the lily, that maybe this person is traditional, and sometimes you might feel that he's a little bit too virtuous, like he's too prudent, he's too slow. Maybe it's rooted in his tradition. So maybe you are the one who need to speed things up here a little bit. One of the both parties need to speed things up. If one of the parties, if you want to at least, if you want to speed up, the possibility is here for speeding it up. If one of the both partners is a little bit virtuous, is a little bit too slow, but it's well intended. It's well intended. If this person is slow, it's well intended. The person can also have some, even though he's handsome or you are handsome, there is some form of moderation. There's a form of moderation here, a form of contentment. This person knows his limits. He knows his limits, except if you cut the limits. If one of both cut the limits, then the limits will be overgone. It's possible also that one of you both is single already for a long time. It's possible also this year that one of you both is single for a long time, but maybe now it's the right time here to engage. And I said earlier, there's like a peaceful component to the relationship. This relationship is really harmonious. So Aquarius, for the month, for the stone group, for the month of August, that is all for now. I hope you enjoyed my card reading. If you did, please feel free to subscribe. Thank you for doing so, and see you next time. And enjoy dates to come, or enjoy enjoyments to come, because this is a very nice laying for you for this month. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to the Aerosol or the Air group for this month's card reading for the month of August 2021. As we see here, the first card of the laying here is the child. The child means innocence. Something new is starting, a new project is starting, something new is beginning. About some things we are innocent or maybe childish at some point. This is what this card means. The last card here is the fish. The fish means money, abundance, also practical skills, things that we already are familiar with in the practical side of our life. This is what the fish means, but we will go in the details now. As you can see here, the first card, as we said, is the child. The child here, if you have a child yourself, I want to mention that first, maybe the child is a little bit distant from you for some reason. The communication between you two, if you have a child, might be a little bit distant. Maybe the child, if it's a physical child that you have, the child does a lot of thinking for now. And because of the child is thinking a lot, it creates a distance from you. It creates a distance from you. Maybe this is a necessary transit period for this child. It's not necessarily a negative thing. It's possible also that this child feels lonely. It feels a little bit alone, not only distant, but it feels a little bit lonely. Maybe it's trying to find its way. The tower is borders. So another point of view is if you are starting a new project, maybe this new project might be starting, but maybe there are some limitations to the project because the tower is borders limitations. If the project is connected to an institution or a government or a clinic or any form, a jail, anything, it might be that it's there. There's a lot of communication with this institution. If there's an institution involved, if there's a government involved, there will be a lot of, the communication is new with this institution. There will come new forms of communication with this institution. Also, there's a lot of thinking going on. It's like the delayed of this organization is this organization is like delayed thinking, delayed communication, like something is delayed in the whole thing. This could also mean, coming back to you, to a child, that this represents an educational authority, a school. It's a teenager also, because this is really a teenager. Maybe this is a teenager that is growing, a teenager that is growing. In another case, sometimes also this means that you are separated from your child, that your child is not physically present with you. And maybe it's you who are the one who feel a little bit alone because the child is not in your presence, and here you're thinking about the child. There is communication with the child, but maybe the communication with the child, if it's not physically present with you, it's a little bit distant. There's a long distance, like there's barriers, there is time limits, there's like a structure. Maybe the communication with your child is like, it's put in a certain structure, certain times, certain regulations when you are allowed to meet. Like, for instance, if you're involved in a divorce before, maybe it's like we say, the child comes with you in the weekends, and in the weekdays, it's almost impossible for some reason for not to communicate with the child. And sometimes it creates loneliness for yourself because you want it to be more, but maybe for some regulations or some things that you agreed upon or you are obligated to agree on, because sometimes the tower is obligations, you need to contemplate with these rules that are creating a distance. In another way, it's also possible that you yourself are a little bit distant from your child. That is also possible. For some reason, maybe you have a difficult period now at the time, and maybe you don't notice it by yourself, but actually you are there is a distance between you and the child, and maybe the child is suffering also because of this distance. So that is, I'm reversing the story now, because this is possible also. That is possible also that you are the one who creates the distance. It's possible also that your child is quite strict. It follows rules, organization, and maybe sometimes you're surprised about the strictness that the child has. It follows a certain pattern. It has a certain structure that it follows. Also, it has a certain structure of thinking. The child, it has a certain way of thinking. In some cases also, I'm going to mention it, it's an exception, but I will mention it. This represents an orphan, a child that is an orphan. That is what it means also. This can be an orphaned child. Also, the loneliness that is created now, if there is a loneliness going on, like you're quite inexperienced with this loneliness because the child is inexperienced. Maybe it's new for you. Maybe there's a separation going on before, and suddenly you're alone, or the child is alone, and you suddenly now are confronted with some loneliness of being alone. And it could be a heavy duress on your thinking. It could be a heavy, this new structure, it's like it's weighing heavy on you here. That is what we see here. Maybe you don't have the authority because you needed to agree to some rules and regulations, and maybe you don't have the authority now for getting more deeper, getting more closer. So that is what it means also. In another way, in a positive way, also this combination can mean that it's an exception, but I'm going to mention it. This is a child prodigy. It means that this child has a lot of abilities. Maybe these abilities are not yet shown, but this is what it means also. I want to mention this in the side. So that's the first line. We go to the second line now. I want to mention also here also, yeah, I already said that it creates a distance. In some cases also, if it involves your neighborhood, because the birds are the neighborhood, this could be like the neighborhood watch. This is what it means also, because the tower watches in the height, and he watches the neighborhood. So this is like the neighborhood watch. Maybe in your neighborhood there's a new organization coming up, or you're involved in the neighborhood watch. If you're not, in another case also, this can be political, because sometimes the tower is politics. It can mean like maybe you're involved in some way in politics. That is possible. Also, you're involved in some area of communication with politics. That is what is possible here also. It's like you watch the government. You watch the government in some way. Maybe you are new to it. Maybe you are new to this whole government thing, government watching. Maybe it's connected in you somehow. Maybe for now it's a little bit all chaotic, because the birds can be nervous also. The whole situation is a little bit chaotic, nervous. You're unfamiliar with it. You need to grow into this new structure. So it can be a little bit like that. You create distance because maybe you're unfamiliar in the area that you're coming in now. Also, what this could mean, it can also mean that you distance yourself from worries or troubles that you have. You need to think, and you create a distance. You want to connect to your mind to see where you really are. Then in the second line here, we see the book, the coffin, and the cross. The coffin is a heavy card. This is a psychological card. It's the card of physical death, but not always in this context, it's not. This is like a mental process that is going on. There's a transformation going on here, and this is the central card. So maybe you're enduring some difficult times at the moment, and the cross is something we bear. We carry the cross. So maybe there's something going on here that is psychologically. Maybe you are undergoing a difficult period of transformation. There's a psychological transformation going on, and maybe because you're undergoing a psychological transformation, you study up about this, because this is the book of study. And maybe if you're in a heavy mental period, you discover in the books, you discover the secrets. What is the cause of your problems? What is the cause of the cross that you're bearing? Maybe it's like you're investigating because the coffin, in a way, also it keeps secret, but the book searches for the secrets in the coffin. So it's like if you have a difficult period for going on for yourself right now, it's possible that you search for the answers in books, and you search for the truth. This is like a deeper search, because this is the coffin is a heavy card. So, and the book wants to study. So this is a heavy combination. If you have a difficult time now, it's like you're searching for the answers. It's possible also in a physical way that you search the answers in religion, or maybe the books are connected to the religion. So it's possible you find the answers in the religion, or it's part of your solution for yourself. This combination also can mean that you discover painful truths about yourself. If not, in some cases, a positive thing about this is if you're doing studies for becoming an undertaker, this is literally the combination for becoming an undertaker. So if your studies are connected to that, this is what lays here. So if this is what you're involved in, this could be a study for undertaker. You can make the connections yourself. The book, the coffin is the dead, and then here it's a heavy cross to bear. Maybe the study is quite difficult. If not, it can also mean a study, a psychology study, psychiatry, psychology. Difficult study, and it confronts you to study with yourself. You're confronted with yourself. It's like you undertake yourself. You want to investigate the deeper of yourself. You're searching what is inside the coffin. Another possibility here is archaeology. You search, you do a study for archaeology. Maybe this, as I said earlier, I already mentioned, it's the study is heavy. Maybe it's if you are an archaeology study, maybe there's a physical component connected to it, and it's heavy. It's heavy on you. The archaeologists sometimes have a physical aspect connected to it. So that may be the case here also. This combination also tells you that if you're not on your educational level and there is more inside of you, you should use your intellect. You should study. This is what this combination tells you also. So if you're in a profession that you don't like and you feel you have the ability, you should proceed that, because here, these are abilities. These are abilities for studying deep. So you should consider that because I think you have the right structure for it, because the tower is structure. So I'm thinking here, if you're not feeling well in your profession, you feel that you are more like a lookout than you are positioning yourself, maybe you should consider yourself, if you are already in a maturer age, for reconsidering yourself, or picking up some study. If you're studying, I already mentioned what kind of studies this could be. It could also mean a history study. that is going on here. But these card combination, it urges you to use your mental abilities, even if you think they are limited. Maybe they are limited because you think they are limited. Maybe you think like that because you think you limit yourself, because the cross limits us. But it puts you in front of a challenge. It puts you in front of a challenge. Maybe you're held back for a reason for a very long time, because the cross is long. It's a long time. And maybe it's finally the time for doing something about it. You should use your intellect here. What is possible also, this is another perspective, because the cards have different perspectives. So I do here a general reading, so I need to generalize things, but I'm sure you can find something that is in your path here. This combination also that that we previously had a loss, that we lost somebody in the past, or we lost somebody in the very close, like somebody is just passed away. This is possible also. I know people don't like to hear it, but it's here, because this is like an announcement of somebody who passed away. This is the book, and this is the coffin. So it's like an announcement, and you can make the connection. You see here the cross. This is the institution or the organization that takes care of the burial. It's possible also, I'm just mentioning here that the possibility is here that this happens. I know normally card players, they don't like to tell about this stuff, but I do it anyway. I'm telling you, this is a possibility. You don't need to be dramatic now about this. It's not necessarily connected to you. It's just a possibility I want to share here with you. What is also possible here is there's a lot of self-sacrificing here in this combination, that you sacrifice yourself. If it's connected that you lost somebody, I know that I see here that the grief is deep. If that is the case in your case, that the grief is really deep, it's really putting hard pressure on your mind. It's putting hard pressure on your mind. It's possible also here. In another way, as you study, it's like you start, if this is another angle, it's possible that you start to doubt your religion. You start to doubt if it's really for you, this one. Because here you are changing. You are changing. You study, you change, and then you think, is this really the path for me? Is this really where I'm going? Is this really where I want? Because this is what I believed in before, but is this really where I want to go? This is what this combination also means. If there is a loss here, if there is a physical loss, you will it will take you maybe quite a long time, because the cross is slow. It could mean that on the long run, you will let it go. As we know, grief is not something 1, 2, 3. It will take you a long time. It will be in your mind for a long time, because you're thinking about this loss. The fish can mean physical. So it's possible here that there is a physical loss. So it's possible that you lost somebody physical here. So we come in the third line now. Later I make more combinations. Here we have the sun, the house, the garden, and the fish. So actually this is a very good combination then again. The house can represent our body, our work, people that are close to us, our family. So this is almost like the family barbecue, this one. So this is like the family is coming together, and the family might be talking about physical aspects of life, or they will be communicating about money. Maybe you meet in a hotel, maybe you meet in a large institution. If it's connected to the previous line, as we saw, it's possible that this procedure here that is going on here, that you meet in a building. It's all connected. I cannot say anything else. So it's possible that the family meets in a larger building, and there is communication here about money, about what things to do, what practical things to do, what is to be undertaken in this whole situation, what is to do next. The communication will be very open for everybody. Everybody will be open. Everybody will be serving his role for the greater good. That is what I see here also. On your person here, it's possible here that for now, like you're experiencing like a lack of privacy. It's like a lack of privacy that is going on here. If you're involved in some big groups and big collective, it's possible that you experience that that you actually want more privacy. You want to be more alone with your mind, and there's a lack of privacy going on here. Maybe some rules are implied on you, and you want to be more alone, and you need to follow these rules, but actually you want to be more alone. But here, concerning to the family is cooperating very well together. They use networking. If the communication is for some way difficult, there will be a lot of communication through the internet, to modern means, because this also represents the internet. So the people will communicate very well what to do with you. Maybe sometimes there is too much communication, and you are full about it, and you want to be alone at sometimes, maybe because you're grieving for some reason, maybe because you're studying very hard, you don't want to be too much involved. Maybe you need to focus here on your study, and you want more privacy. And the people also want, maybe they want to involve you more physically, but you are occupied in your mind here with the study. In some cases also, if there is this family matter, I told you here, the family will communicate very openly. And it's possible here, because we have the book here and the coffin, it's possible also that some family secrets are revealed. Something that when you meet each other, something is revealed there. That is possible also. Here I see there's some revealing. Let me see more here. Networking. This is the networking. I told you about a lot of communication. This combination sometimes also means making money out of the public. So if your profession is about, you have a public profession, if you're involved in politics and you have a politic profession, or a profession that is connected to the politics, this is the money that you make out of it. That is possible also. If you need to buy some books for your study, it's possible that the books are quite expensive. You need to buy like expensive publications. Maybe the publications, what you use in your study is quite selective. It's selective for your field that you're studying, and the books might be, you need to buy quite an expensive publication here. That is if it's related to the study. So maybe there's some money involved in that for your study. If you're already working, this means a job in public or a job in a team. So now we go to the vertical lines. The child, the book, and the child, the book, and the house. If the study is not yet started, it will, because this is the initiation, the start of the study. I'm thinking here Maybe because of some rules or some regulation, a lot of the study will be going on at home because this is a home study. So maybe a lot of the education takes place at home. Maybe there's a lot of the seminars are going on online. And most of the studying is taking place at home. That is what I'm seeing here. New forms of education coming to your home. This is actually what it means. I said this earlier, don't underestimate yourself because this combination means intelligence. This means that maybe you're hiding your intelligence. Maybe you don't want to appeal to it, but it's there. This combination is like, this is a smart, this is smart, this is a smart combination. So if you study, don't underestimate yourself because you really have the abilities, and maybe you need to be alone in the study that you are doing. In the field that you are studying, it requires a lot of alone. Some things we have, if we have heavy topics, we need to be alone. We need to literally digest the whole thing. The house can represent also the stomach. So it can be like, you need to really digest the study, but don't underestimate yourself here for the study. This is just begun. If you just started, continue. You will a world of knowledge will be open for you. You don't know yet, because the book has secret, what is going to be revealed to you and what is going to come to you. And this is positive because I saw the negative things here, but this is positive. So this is a positive thing that is coming to you. Also, I think you're curious enough. You have a curious personality. So you can find your way there. Then we have the book and the house here, the two undercards here. This means that you know the traditions of your family very well. You know how they act, you know how they're gonna react. You know them very well. You're very familiar with how they are and what they are. Except, as I told you, maybe some secret will be revealed soon here. It's possible also with this combination that some of your relatives are involved in selling houses in real estate. This is this combination also. But most of the time, as I said, it's related to homeschooling. It's mostly also that it's very important for your family or the roots where you come from, all your relatives. Education is very important in the family. It's seen as a very high value. The knowledge in this family is very important. Maybe also how to say this, the knowledge that you gain, it can be very private. As you study, you come to know of facts that actually are very private facts. That is what it sees here also. And it also points here to that you will, if you continue this study or if you start it, you will find safety, because the home is safe. So you will find safety in this education if you proceed with it. I know it's only a laying for a month, but sometimes the cards tell us things to come. It's not for a month, and sometimes I cannot put this in a cage for 1 month. Sometimes it's on the longer run, but you will know what I mean, and you will need to conceptualize a little bit it yourself. You need to put it in the right places, and I'm sure you can do so. You will know what falls in the right place for you as a person. Here, this cards here, this combination here, the tower represents that we are alone. The coffin is also solitude, but it means in another way that our solitude or our loneliness can end, because the coffin is the end, and this is the public life. So it means maybe if you mourning before, you will go more in the public life. It doesn't mean you will forget. That is something else. But it means that you will be going out more. Maybe you decide this grief has put a big strain on you, and you decide to go more out. You physically walk here. So it's possible that you go more out. You show yourself more in public. This is what it means here. As a person, it's like you're distancing yourself a little bit from the pain that you have. Maybe you need to do so because it put a lot of strain and duress on you. So you need to create some distance for getting your mind on the right track. It's like, this is like end of retreat. You come out again, and you come out of isolation. This combination also, if it's involved in your study, this could represent the institution that you're studying. So because the tower is an institution, so it can be the study that we are following, and this is the public study. So I'm thinking this is the combination here of the place where you are studying or where you are intent to study. If I see this on the collective, I'm going to mention this also, that maybe you have we have corona. We need to be aware of it. Maybe in your environment you had some losses that everybody was confronted with. Maybe you endured some losses due to corona, familiar losses. This is what it means also. This is a group loss. So everybody of us lost some people that are connected to this situation. So maybe this is what this means. But this means also that the weather is about to change. As I mentioned earlier, the weather is about to change. You will come out more. The wake is to an end. This combination also means, it's very odd, this is here, the public here is obligated to wear a mask, because the coffin is also a mask. So we can see there. So this is the tower. It's the government obligates us to wear the public a mask. This is this combination also. Maybe before general transformation, there's a transformation going on. The changes that we've been undergoing now will come to an end. This is not for August alone, because the cross is slow. So what I'm thinking here, it's dangerous to put a time frame, but I will stick out my neck. The cross means longer periods, 6 months, 1 year. So we're living here on hope that this whole situation will improve. There are more things to come here. We have the new variants, but here I see a revival of the public life. But the cross is a little bit delayed. So maybe the mask will be there for a while, despite vaccinations. But this is an opening up of the public life. But I think here there will be some advancement here. We will not go back to the old situation where we were before, not only due to the vaccines, but maybe due to some collective reasons. I would not put everything in the vaccine. That is the vaccine that protects us all. I think some other things are going on here, collective things. So I'm thinking here, this represents the end. But as I said here, the cross is a slow card, so it will take some time. Maybe by the end of the month of the year, we will have more clarity about this. As I said, sometimes the layings are a little bit longer on the longer run. Here also, this means that the government, despite the problems that we are in, the government will implement new rules. This is the government implying the rules, the mask, but the government also will imply new rules for us for going out. So they will be more lenient, but there is still a cross to bear. So we still have some problems, but there will be an improvement. That is what we see here. What I'm saying you is not a surprise, but I'm just want to mention here, it's in the card also. In some groups, their cards, it is sad. This combination also means, coming back on the degree, I'm thinking about this now. This card also means a higher level of education, a bachelor degree. A bachelor degree in some area that you follow. So if you do so, or if you're planning to, I see already a higher education degree here. That is what is here also, a bachelor degree. So we go to the third line now. We have the birds, the cross, and the fish. What does this mean? The birds is communication, stress, our immediate environment. The cross is, as we said before earlier, it's something we had to bury, a cross we had to bury, but also something that prevents us from something not happen. If the cross protects us also. Sometimes it slows things down, but it slows us down for a reason. It's actually, it's a burden, but it's a protection. It's double. It's double. But it doesn't mean that we need to like the protection that we are getting, but we are getting it anyway. This means also that we experience maybe what we're enduring now as a real burden. Maybe we have a lot of stress. We endure it as a burden. If this is related to your study, maybe the person that gives you the education, he's also a counselor professionally. The person that educates you in the institution, he might be also a counselor, because this is a counselor. If you are having heavy points, maybe you talk to him about this as a counselor. You study it and you counsel him also. So it's both. It's both here. This is counseling. This could also mean that you talk to a priest, because this is communication and this is the cross. You talk to a priest, an imam, somebody religious. You talk to somebody of your religion about some things, about some psychological things that are going on. The conversations can be quite heavy, as we see here. And this card tells you that time, because this is time is a great healer. This is what this is telling you also. You don't need to worry about your fate. All will be working out, because as I said, it's going to be a little bit slow, but it's all going to be well. Sometimes also this can mean that we struggle with some situation, and also maybe, as we saw here earlier, there's some need for being alone. For it's the same combination here again. We need to be alone at some point in our life. This combination can mean in a positive way that your money is protected, that your money is protected, that you are protected from financial burdens. In a negative way, this can mean that maybe you taken on financial responsibilities and you are confronted now with these financial things that you agreed up earlier. It's maybe this financial thing, it causes you suffering, that is possible. Maybe even regret that you engaged in this. But here also, I want to come back again. This actually points to a spiritual worker. So if it's your plan for going to that, this is a good combination for a spiritual worker, for somebody who helps others with their problems. So this is a very good combination for that also. Maybe you're the breadwinner of the family. Maybe you have a lot of responsibilities. These responsibilities include also your study. So maybe a lot is hanging around your head. But I'm telling you here, what I see here is that this study is very important for you. Even if it goes slowly, just proceed with it, go with it. The burden can turn into a protection. This cards also sometimes means that if you have a different form of studying, or you want to study something different, maybe you study like astrology, maybe even the same as I'm explaining here to you. Maybe you are interested in card playing. This is what this combination also. So it's like studies who are not so common, this one. It's an ideology, a religion, a conviction here. And it means a lot to you. It will mean a lot to you if you continue with that, or if you start this. Financial responsibility, also mortgages here. Sometimes it causes you like a struggle, daily life. I know it's all a little bit heavy, but it all will turn out well. Also, this is working hard. If you have a sideline, maybe you work as a sideline in a water business or in a fish business. That can also mean, if you have a sideline, it's possible also here. Also, it could mean that your subconscious, things we know subconsciously, you feel it. You feel the subconscious forces working on you. And this card combination tells you also you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself as a person. Remember that you cannot take care of yourself. You need to take care of yourself first before you can take care of others. This is what this combination says. In some cases also, it could mean that your religious upbringing, it has a very big impact on you as a person. Maybe it has an impact on the study that you are doing now. This is what it means also. It's also possible, if you get this degree, that in the future, I know it's not only for August this month, but it's possible also if you finally get this degree, or you pursue with it, that you actually become a teacher yourself. Like you want to learn others what you have endured. Yeah, you share your knowledge. I know it's far, but that is what it says here. This is what it says here also. Maybe you need to make a pact with yourself for continuing this. That's what I'm saying here. If you have loans, or you owe money to people, institutions, organizations, legal or illegal, make sure that you respect your commitments, because the bank, the institutions, the people where you get the money from, they are serious. So they were serious to you, but they are also serious to you. So see that here, that you follow your commitments here. This also means, because you have a lot of pain now, mental pain, this can point to expertise. So the field that you are studying now, because you're undergoing all these transformations, it will make you an expert in your field. They say that experience is a very good learning field, and that is what I'm seeing here also. This is autodidact, a person who can educate himself. not only the study, but I think you do side studies. You do side studies, you do things about that you are think that are related. So you have a lot of knowledge. It's not only the knowledge that you are obligated to study. You maybe in your spare time, even though you're very busy, you're always doing this and that. If you have spare time, you force yourself to do additional readings, additional projects. It's like you're forcing yourself to learn. This is what it means also. You're forcing yourself to learn. If you're doubting that you are a smart person, I saw this already here, and here it comes again. Don't doubt yourself, because here this combination means a person with high intelligence. It means that some of you here in this group, it will not apply on everybody, but they have a high IQ. This points to a high intelligence. Sometimes if we endure high stress, high duress, we become smarter, but this is something that is born in. This points to a person with high intelligence. If you have a job and you work with animals, I mentioned this before in other readings, but I want to mention it again. Maybe your job or your sideline or your profession is out of the ordinary. This sometimes also means that some people are working with smart animals. For instance, you can work with animals and animals that are very smart, as there are dolphins, because it's known that dolphins have a very high IQ. They use a very high percentage of their brain. So it applies on you or on your work. I wanted to mention this also. Eventually, this points. I know this has been a heavy reading for you, Aquarius, but eventually this points, because this is karma. This points to karmatic luck. If you're passing this period of heaviness, this will be your luck. There is karmatic luck here. It's like this period you need to go through, but after, once the cross is carried, it will turn. That is what it says here. Again, this is what it says. It's also investments in your study. You invest in what you believe in. This is what it says here. So, Aquarius, air group. This is all for now. I hope you enjoyed my card reading. I know it was quite heavy, but I can only read what is there. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. Thank you for watching my card reading. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. And if you feel like subscribing, please do so. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye-bye. Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to the Shell or the Water group, because this is the next reading we're going to do. As you can see here, the first card is the Sun. The Sun is an overall positive card, and even if there are negative cards around it, it radiates and it makes things turn in a positive way. So this is a very positive card for start out. And the last card is the card of the Ring. The ring can literally present a ring. It can represent a contract, an agreement, a promise, an arrangement that we made that we need to keep up. So there we go with the first horizontal line. So the sun in the tree, it means that our personality is really shining. Slowly and steady, we are growing in a positive way. Also, we have a lot of energy in our body. We feel healthy. Maybe we feel very good in the place where we are staying. Related to the times that we have, it can also represent good times. If we are in the sun, we can literally feel good. We can get a lot of energy out of it. We are in high spirits, good physical energy. So this is all positive vibes. Maybe you feel optimistic. Your worldview is optimistic for now. You can maybe be in the sun. Maybe you want to spend some time in the sun now. At this time, you feel good in the sun. it's like something positive is going on in your body and you feel it. Next card to it, next to it is a little bit more heavy. It's the sit. The sit is new beginnings or new endings. Related to the sun, if it's related to your health, it could also mean, in this context, maybe you feel a little bit under the weather. It could mean like a fever. For some people who are older or in older age or that, or who have physical things in their body, it can also point to rheumatism. That's also, it can point to. In another way, it can, if it's on the physical base and you have a lot of energy, it could also mean to intercourse, because this card layings is very, very positive. It's very energetic. So in a positive way, if I enter the sit in a positive way, it means there's a lot of energy in the body, and this energy can be transferred also into sexual activities. It can also mean that if you feel a little bit under the weather, for whatever reason, you decide to do some therapy. Related to our relatives, if I make this from our relatives, because the tree is the roots, these people from this group may become out of a group that come out of a very energetic family. Namely, you come out of a family of military, because the sit has a lot of energy. It can come out of a family of military, maybe people who are professional in sports. It can also mean sometimes that these people on another level, then they are connected, like they are lawyers, police, civil servants. So this could be our roots. That could be. In some cases, as I mentioned before earlier, because I mentioned already the rheumatism, it's possible that there is some pain involved in our body. Maybe we get burned, maybe we get sunburned. And in some cases also, it could mean that we receive some kind of punishment. If it's not a physical punishment, maybe we receive a mental punishment from somebody, from a parent, from an elder, from somebody we are contact, because this is roots, these are the elders. So it's possible we get some punishment from elder, or maybe we get punished for that we misbehave towards our body, that our body punishes us because we have been too extreme. We have pain because of some activities we were involved. We overdone it in sports. We overdone it in some activities. We let our body suffers and our body is in pain now. This is what this combinations means also. It also can mean that you're working hard. If you're faced with a problem, that is as in your profession, as a lawyer or whatever that is your profession, you will go to the bottom of the case. You will, because this means the bottom of the case. You really will find, because the tree has roots, and the sit will be searching for it. So this could be the case also. It can also mean that we work out a lot, that we want our body to look good. Maybe we want to transform our body, we want to look more healthy. We put a lot of energy, or we are planning to do more exercise for keeping our body, or making our body become more in shape. Also, the tree is calm. It's a slow card. If we are confronted with aggression, because the sit can be a lot of energy, can also be aggression, we stay calm, because the tree keeps us calm. So if you are in an argumentative profession, even if there are overheated conversation at this moment, you will not go into it. You will control yourself. This is what it means also. So we come here in the second line. The second line here, we see the man and the child. This could point, we will see the card, as I mentioned in earlier layings, as a neutral card, meaning we will interpret this as a man or a woman, because we do general layings. So this is a person card we will apply it on both sexes, and you will find out for yourself if it applies on you or not. So this card could mean a person, man or wife or woman, with a child. This could point to that. This could also mean that in some areas of your life, you're still innocent. Because the child points to innocence, inexperienced. It's possible that you feel at the moment a little bit vulnerable. And if you have grandchildren, this can also point to your grandchildren, because the tree is the grandparents, so it can also point to a grandson. This would be mean that your grandchild is very happy. He's lucky to be with you. He's lucky to have you. It also points on a new beginning. If you're planning to start something new and it's not children that are with you, young children, it points to a new beginning. If you do this new beginning, it will be very positive because we have the sun here and here we have the clovers. The clovers is an all-off protective card. These are all protective cards. So it means if you start something new, you take a new initiative, it will be very positive. This new initiative can come very suddenly. Suddenly it can happen. Suddenly you embark in some new adventure. Here there is the contract, but we will come to that later. Maybe you embark in some new adventure and you make agreements on those on that adventures. Maybe you make contracts on it on this adventure. This combination, if you have recently a child came into your family, you gave birth, or a child was connected to the family or was added to the family, this could mean a male child. In that combination, this is a male child. So that would be possible also. If this is on a man and this man is in some of relationship, it could mean that the man is in some parts he's innocent. If we see that, this could be an innocent man or an innocent woman, maybe not too experienced in some areas. Maybe in some areas of life there is lack of experience. This lack of experience could be on several fronts. It could be that the man is not close to the earth. He is not yet grounded. He's not yet ready to ground himself yet. He's still in the play field. He's still joyous. He's all over the place. Let it say like this. He's not yet there. He's looking for new experiences. What is also possible here is that this man is, or this woman, in the case it's you or the man, depends on what you are, what is your gender, that you want to engage in new sexual experiences. This is what this means also. It's discovering new forms of sex like that. Also, this means this combination, the child here and the clovers, this mean also like that you are, that if you have a child, the child is very happy in your surroundings. If you have several children, sometimes this can point to 4 children. This combination points to 4 children. This can, in some of you who have several children, this can point to 4 children. It means if you, your children, you try to give them an untroubled childhood. In other cases, maybe if you're more like a strict person, maybe you feel that you need to treat somebody like a child, that is possible also with this combination, but it's another combination, but it's possible also. On the side of the luck, because I told you it's a very good combination, it means that your luck is increasing. So if you had some problems before as a person, your luck will be increasing for the coming month. So you will have more luck because the Clovers is a lucky card. Even if you take a gamble or on some contest, you have more chance here for being lucky with gambles, because this is also the card that is related to gambling. If you are interested in that kind of field. So this card on whatever field, on children or gambling or childish things, it will bring you luck. It's protected and you have more chance on succeeding and having more luck there. It also could mean that you as a person, you feel more like playful. You don't take the heavy side of life too much. You feel more like happy. You don't want to drag things too down too deep. You are more playful. You're in a playful mood. It's like you're in a vacation mood, like that. You are more happy, like that. It's like there's a happy sphere here hanging around, a happy and a very active sphere that is hanging here. Then we come in the last line. As we see here, we have the heart, the moon, and the ring. If there is love involved, this is a very nice combination for love. The heart is love, and the moon is an invitation. This is an invitation for love. This is like you're invited to love, or you invite somebody to love. And here you see the ring. You already know what I'm going to say. This is a possibility to a relationship. Maybe before you are innocent, but you get engaged or you get active in some form of a relationship. So this is what it means also. So you have the heart here and the moon. Also, this could be a very harmonious relationship. It's like it's very, very soft. Creative. The love is creative. It's intimate. It's like an ocean of love. If it's not in a relationship and you get it's work related, maybe it's your time to be in the limelight. That is a possibility here also, if it's not on relationship, if it's because the moon sometimes is the work also, and then your work will be going very smooth, and it's your time actually to be in the center. If it's not on the relationship, it's in work related, it's like you want to be in the limelight. It's like something magical is there about the whole thing. There's a romanticization. There's strong, tender affections in general. This is a profound love. There's also empathy. The moon sometimes makes us a bit quiet also. It makes us reflect a little bit. So it's possible also that we, because of love, we quieten down. We are quiet. We are happy with the love feelings, and it makes us quiet. It makes us calm. It makes us enjoy the moment like that. Here, the ring and the moon. This is the commitment is serious. The negative side of that is like the moon can sometimes, even though there are strong feelings, the moon can sometimes be a little bit cold because it's a reflection of the sun. So sometimes maybe it's a little bit cold, but not necessarily. But it could be. But this also means dedication, creative contract. If it's on your work field, again, there will be a creative contract because this is the contract. This is an agreement. Also on the love field, it's an agreement, a promise, an arrangement that you make in the field of love of your work. If you are in an art profession, also you will get a contract on your artistic field. Maybe there's also money involved. And this could literally mean that you're active in the world of making jewelry. Sometimes the ring, it literally presents what it is. So maybe you are active in the field of jewelry. That is possible also. And you will get a contract out of it, and maybe you will gain some, money out of it. So it's this is important. If we are creative, and we are with the moon, it's like the things that we create are unconsciously. Unconsciously, we can follow the trends, the things to come, because the moon feels the collective. So it's like if we are, for instance, in the art world, the jewelry world, we make creations that are liked by the people, because the moon can represent the whole of the people. The moon is the people. So it's possible that your creations are very liked by the people. There's like an intuitive connection with your work. It's very emotional, also on the love field. It's like the creations come out of a deeper side of ourself. That is what it represents also, because the moon appears in the night, so it comes out of our deeper self. This is what it can represent also. Then we go to the vertical lines. Here you see the sun, the man or the woman, as what your gender is, and the heart. What we can see here is this person is popular. He's warm-hearted. You can see here the heart and the warmth. So this is a warm-hearted person, a person that means it well. It can also mean, because the moon is here and the sun, this is popularity. So it can also mean that the person that you're involved in, you yourself, you are very popular, you are liked, you are successful. Also, this is confidence. This person is very confident. If it is a man, it's a very confident man. He's happy, he has a nice personality. On the other front, it can also mean that this person is, because the sun is warmed, it's energy, it's life. The sun is life. So it can also mean that this man is sexually very active, because the sun is life, it gives life. So it's possible that this man is sexually active, or you are sexually active. This is possible also. As we saw earlier in the earlier lines, maybe it's like a period you want to be in the sun, you feel strong vibes, you want to feel happy, you want to brighten up your environment. It's like you are in a very good mood. Also, this can mean that you prove to a partner that you are really in love, that you give a proof of love. This is what it means also. That the sun wants to prove herself. So it's possible that you want to prove your love to a certain person. Maybe for the other person that is a wake-up call, but this is proof of love. As I said earlier, holiday. If you take a holiday, you will enjoy it very much. And it's possible also on the holiday, you find love there. That is possible also. Although I don't see any travel here, but there are many forms of holiday. Maybe you go somewhere for a weekend somewhere, maybe not necessarily far, and you meet somebody there who fits you, or who you fall in love with. That is possible also. Maybe it all happens on a sunny day. It is possible also. And even though the days are sunny, the nights lead to commitments. As you can see here, this is the day and this is the night. So as you see, the night could lead to the commitment. In the day, there is fun, and the night leads to the commitment. So it's possible, if you go on some time off, that you actually fall in love. I know it's all very, very positive, but what can I do? The cards are here, and that is what the cards saying us. It's called also person that possible that this person, the man or the woman, has a very strong personality. Very strong personality, likes to be in the center of attention. But this is all good luck, all good fortune in love and in emotions and in work. So this is a very, very positive combination. Then we go in the second row here, the second vertical line, we have the tree and the child here. The tree is rooted. In some cases, if I need to say something negative here, if you have a child, maybe the child get a children's disease, something like measles or something. That is possible here also, like a typical health issues for a child, measles or something like that, what we are, or chicken pox, what we are familiar with. This is possible also. Another thing is that if we are planning something new, as we saw earlier, this points again to a new start. This a new start, because this is roots and this is start. So it's like we are getting new roots. We start something new. Maybe the project is slow, but the project, this, because the tree is slow, this is something new, and the moon is creative. So maybe it's all going a little bit slow, but it's very creative if we do something new. It will bring a lot of creations. If your child didn't feel so connected to you before, it's possible also that you feel a stronger connection with your child at the moment. Because the moon sometimes can bring us emotionally close to each other. So that is possible also, what is going on here. I'm going in the other realm a little bit now. For those who don't like, it's okay. But I just mentioned this also. In some cases also, this could mean like a natural sixth sense that is developing. These are our roots, and it's like we have a natural developed sixth sense here. It's like the sixth sense that we have. It's like it's starting to slowly grow, because the tree is slowly growing and the moon is feeling it. So this is a nice combination for that also, if you are interested in that field. So it's like your sixth sense, your feelings are growing, you are more open to those kind of things, if that would interest you. In another way, this could also mean, if you're a woman or a man, because both can, that there is a child wish coming. So if whatever your sex is, it's possible that you get a longing for a child. That is possible also. Because the moon is round and the tree is setting round. So it's like maybe we're thinking about getting pregnant, because pregnancy makes us round. So it's possible that this is possible also. It's like you include a child in your future, and actually with this combination, it may not be a bad idea. This combination, it's not a bad combination for that. If you have planning for including a child in your future, it's not a bad idea. What I see here, it's positive, all these layings. Maybe you feel very protective, like you're in a certain period of your life that you want to guide somebody, you want to guide a child, into adulthood. If you have a child, you want to guide him better. If you don't have, it's like you want to guide the young puppy, like that. If you have children yourself, what is possible also is, and they are older, is that they are getting more independent. They are getting more stable. If you have a business, as we saw before, I want to relate this to the business field also. It's possible that you have an increase, because the moon brings more. It can bring more. Also the sun. It's possible that you get more customers. You get more customers. You get more customers. Yeah. This is also like a steady development because the moon is the tree is steady. This is a steady development also of the childhood. The child is slowly growing. Also, if you would be pregnant, what is possible, that is your pregnancy is going in a steady way. That is possible also here. On the sexual front, it's possible because you have the sun here and the moon. This is a fertility, and the moon is receiving. So both are there. It's possible that you feel more the need to play sexually. You're more receptive. You play and you are receptive. You can see the combination here, and here is the child. If you're not planning to get pregnant, just use the precautions. The clovers can protect us also. But if you just be wise if you have intercourse, because maybe you're very receptive for that now. You want to play, and here is the child. So if it's not in your planning, just see you use protection, because this is reception and this is conception. So they both are there. It's good for the creative field, for our work, but it's also literally, physically, it can apply on us. So if you are not in the planning for having that, I'm just telling you that the possibility is here. Also, the possibility is here for getting pregnant. So if it's your wish for getting pregnant, this wish might be fulfilled, because this is a lucky card. This is a lucky card. I mentioned earlier, if you go on a short vacation, it's possible that this vacation is has a sunny component to it, but also because the tree is here, it's also possible that you go in a more quiet area. Maybe there's some forest involved, but it's the area is quiet. It's also possible it's a combination maybe of both sun and trees. So there's a combination here if you take some time off. That is what this combination also is. And this is also actually, the moon gives us desire, longing. So it's possible also, I mentioned this earlier and I mentioned it again, this is like you have a child wish. If you have a child wish, this is very positive for a child wish. It also points to puberty of our children. In some cases, I mentioned before the measles or the chickenpox, it's possible also that your child needs rest. That is what it mentions here also. Maybe because of the pressure of the measles, the child feels under the weather. It's normal, and the child needs quiet. It needs quiet to recover. It's also possible that the child reacts very heavy on this child disease. It's very emotional about it. So it maybe it requires some comfort of you. That is possible here also, because the moon provides comfort. Maybe the child is scared of it, of this child disease. So maybe you need to explain it to them and make them quiet, make them be-mother them a little bit or be-father them a little bit, like that. That is possible also in this combination. Maybe it feels emotional, vulnerable about this whole thing. Then we go, as I mentioned earlier, and I mentioned again, it's here again. It's like the first initiation also in the intuition, like we feel we become more intuitive. It's here again. Then the last line, we have the sit, the clovers, and the ring. It's possible if people try to make you angry, that you respond in a way that they cannot really get angry on you. In a way, you shorten the conversation and they are not really able to get angry on you. It's like a positive, you are smart, because the ring can be diplomatic also. It's you are smart about if people want to provoke you. If this is in your profession, like for instance, if you are in a communicative profession, this can be a very good asset. You're diplomatic about it and you know exactly when to cut the conversation and it's positively received. So this is a very combination. If you're in that kind of profession for this month, this could be very positive for you. If people try to make you aggressive or they do aggressive things to you, microaggressions, maybe you reply in a sarcastic way, in a jokeful way, and you can put it aside like that. If somebody in the past did something wrong to you, it's maybe also a possibility to retaliate, but you will do so with diplomacy. This is also sometimes like retaliate. It's possible. So you have a chance here to retaliation. You will do it in a very diplomatic way. It's like the contract is on there. You made that promise again. You made this promise before, and now it's your time to retaliate in a diplomatic way. This is also what this means. And maybe this person, after you retaliate, maybe he want to make amends. He want to make amends, and the conflict is resolved. Then we have the ring here at the end. It's a symbol, as I told you already, it's a symbol of commitment, promise. If there is a love in your life, this improves the luck of your love life. Your commitment can be more serious. If you are planning to marry, this is also a combination for commitment, for relationship. It can also mean a young love, because we saw the child here. It also can mean that you commit for the first time, or the love is new. We saw that here already. This is possible, but it's here again. So it's possible on a young love here. Maybe you think of it lightly, but I think eventually it will lead to a commitment. Maybe you are light about it, but I think eventually this could become something serious. Because the sun and the moon are involved. Maybe for now you feel that the whole situation is not coherent, for it's not hanging together, but eventually I think it will. It will. But then we go on the cross here. We have the sun, the child, and the ring. If you have a child, sometimes maybe we saw here the health issues, it can be related to that, but sometimes also there are times, we know how it is with children, this is like sometimes the children are difficult to handle. They are difficult to handle. But maybe you solve it here with diplomacy, but it might be that the children are difficult to handle. Maybe there's some kind of conflict that need to be resolved in a diplomatic way. Maybe you have some arguments with your child. Maybe they disapprove of you. Maybe they have a very strong personality because the son and the child is here. Or maybe you have both strong personalities and it leads to a conflict. But it will be resolved here with diplomacy. With this combination, it's also possible if you're into sports, because we saw that earlier. If you're involved into sport, it's possible that you are the coach of your child. This is possible also. Like you create the child his, you cultivate the child his sport abilities, and you're very committed to it here. This is a possibility also in this combination. Maybe you're training your child, and maybe it's involved in combat sports. Maybe it's involved in combat sports, the combat sport with old roots. It's an old, not a new combat sport, but an older combat sport, something traditional. This is possible also. If your child has experienced dishonesty in some way, maybe you want to set it right, because the ring wants sometimes to set things right. It wants to balance things out. Then we have, yeah, that's it. So here it means also that the ring is a commitment to the child, that you are very committed to your child, that you take things serious, that you have a diplomatic way with your child. This is what it means also. This combination also means that you adapt to certain situations. You adapt to certain situations. Maybe your child is going into some new agreement or some new arrangement, and you commit also to that arrangement. Maybe, as we saw earlier here, it's connected to some sports, and you yourself, you commit to it also. So you both commit to the thing together. This can also mean in some cases that you have a child who you can depend on, that this person, the child, even though it's child, we can depend on it. We can depend on it, even though of its young age, we can depend on it. Maybe for some reason also we are connected, because this is a symbol of connection. Of course, we are connected to our child, but I mean, it's in a different way. There's a kind of dependency on each other, like that. It's like you make each other shine. That is what is possible also with this combination. And I'm thinking also here, this relationship is very open. There's an open relationship between the parent and the child. So, Aquarius, water group, for the month of July. This is all for now. I hope you enjoyed your card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for doing so. And see you maybe next time. Bye-bye for now.